Hey, fatty. Here's an example workout from my 7-day-a-week full body high frequency training routine. I'm just going to talk people through the exercises. So here's me bench pressing. So everything's crazy strict. Okay, now even my form, this is a competition powerlifting bench press form. You can see me load up on this bench here. I'm going to be digging my shoulder blades and traps into this bench. I'm continually applying pressure to this bar. Right about here. Okay, I'm finding my sweet spot. And then when those feet go down, the pressure does not come off that bar. And I bench press through my hips. That's what the arch is for. It saves your shoulders. Okay? This is why people fuck their shoulders up. All these flat-backed bench pressers you see in the gym. Their shoulders get fucked because they're laying flat on their back. This arch helps me bench through my hips, so I'm benching with my body. Not just with my chest. I bench with my body, okay? And the grip width on this bar, the lines are actually in the fucking wrong spots because it's not a competition bar. So normally the lines are about 81 centimeters apart, and I usually grab with my ring finger on the line, but you can kind of adjust. But in a competition, you're not allowed to go wider than 81 centimeters. Okay? Now notice the form. My descent is fast, and I barely even touch my chest. It's like a magnet, okay? There's no bounce off the chest, full pause, strict. The bar speed's perfect. And that last one I held a little bit longer on my chest just for confidence. So now here's me doing some squatting, the same weight as that bench press on this day, 255 pounds. This is a slight deload day on my squat, because I changed my form a little bit and I widened my stance and I kind of stretched one of my hip flexors a little bit. It was a little tender, so I lightened it up. So like I've been squatting 7 days a week, like all these other exercises, especially the big compounds. But on this day specifically, I did a lot more different exercises because I had the time. So some days if I'm in a pinch, I'll just hit full body quick. It'll be like, say, a squat, 2 pulling exercises, maybe a flat bench press, and that's it. That's a quick day. This day I hit a good 8 or 9 exercises, I believe. But notice this squat, I'm doing full pauses. This is just a lot of speed and form work. I get right to depth. Big breath when I go into that descent. When I rack the bar off the hooks, I always stand straight up and take a step back. I don't step back and stand up at the same time because you could potentially hurt your back doing that. So everything's fucking perfectly strict. Okay, no grinders. Okay, this is a very advanced way of training because it's so easy to overtrain since I'm training 7 times a week. Now here's a heavier set on this day. So notice I'm doing mostly reps that are under 5 reps per set. If you go back to the program, or not the program, sorry, my workout on the day, everything's low rep, high weight. So these are just singles with 90 pounds hanging off me on this pull-up, lots of speed, full pause at the top. Always full confidence on the lifts, okay? I always would have one more in the tank. That's the thing. And so it's very auto-regulating. Like these pull-ups, I was just kind of winging it. Okay, I hit one, the first one felt good. I took a big break, hit the second one felt good. And then, now you got me hitting this third one, and this third one still felt good, but that was all I needed to do, okay? Because I'm gonna be doing pull-ups again the next day. So you gotta understand, when I say auto-regulating, this is where you gotta really listen to your body and not fucking, you gotta leave your fucking ego at the door training like this. The frequency is so high, okay? And the reason the frequency is high is because as a natural, I'm completely natural, no supplements or anything. You need high frequency to get the most muscle protein synthesis because our muscles are only growing for about 24 to 48 hours. So you want to stimulate the muscle again and again and again. Now this one, watch the strictness on these rows now. The strictness is insane. So when I pull this is the V-bar seated row. Hold, pause, hold. See that? So when I bring that thing in, my palms of my hand on the bottom of my thumb make contact with my lower sternum or my rib cage. If you can't pull that in and keep it right on your sternum on the hold without it popping off like a millimeter, it's too fucking heavy. That's how strict these are. Okay? So like say if I pull it in and then during the hold, the weight comes off even 1 millimeter, it's too heavy. That's how fucking strict these are. And what I do is I retract my scapula just a little bit before I actually make the pull. Okay, that helps me hit my back harder and gets my biceps out of it. And notice I am strapping up for all these pulling exercises because I'm really trying to hit my back. I want to take my grip out of it. My grip gets worked a lot when I do all the pull-ups I do. I do pull-ups every single day. Always at the end I'll do pull-ups. Okay, this is a floor press. The main goal for this exercise, it helps my bench press. It helps my mid push to top of the push. Like it basically helps me with my tricep strength. And I'll give credit to a friend of mine, John Giffen, that I actually dieted. He's a world record bench presser. And he's the one who we've been screwing around with my grip with a little bit. Because with a little narrow grip on the bench, when I come down into that pause position, when you see my bench press at the start of the video, it helps me retract my back better. But a trade-off is the narrow grip obviously makes more tricep activation through the mid to the top of the lift. So that's why you gotta basically have strong as fuck triceps and your grip's a little narrower. But with good competition bench form, slightly narrower, I had to relearn the whole lift because I used to go at least an inch wider on my grip on my flat bench. But now I'm narrower and it's actually the strength's almost back to where it was when I was on the wider grip. And it's also better on the shoulder, the flat bench. So these are 225. I think I hit like a 4x4. Okay, and it's always on the fly. Like I decided to hit 4 sets. On the third set, I still felt really good. And I'm like, okay, I'll hit a 4 set today, good speed. This is a standing easy bar curl. Extremely strict, like everything else. I completely straighten the arm at the bottom. So I'm pulling it from a complete dead hang. Okay, everything's strict. If you feel beat up on a muscle the next day, you fucked up this routine. This is why it's very, like, you have to leave the ego at the door. You have to have the self-development and the patience to do this routine. The results are insane. They're fucking insane, but most people will overtrain. Most people, I'll talk to them about full body training, and they're like, I tried that, didn't get results. Fuck, it's because they don't know how to fucking lift weights. Most people in the gym, look how strict I am on everything. Most people in the gym do not know how to fucking lift weights, okay? They lift at the same tempo. They fucking throw the fucking weights around. Don't get me wrong, there's a couple exercises where I do have some body English, but most everything I do is extremely strict and controlled. Full fucking control on everything. This is how Olympic weightlifters are so goddamn strong, because their training frequency is sky high. Any good powerlifting routine, crazy high training frequency, especially if it's a drug-free lifter. Okay. Now here's my regular daily set of pull-ups. These are super strict, wide grip, overhand, and I'm doing holds, I believe, on these sets of 5. I think I did 3x5. So see, full hold at the top. And I also squeeze everything tight, legs together tight, so there's no energy leakage. Okay, when I pull up there, it's fast. See how my head's getting above my hands? That's a fucking pull-up. Okay, none of this fucking 90-degree bullshit. I used to do those when I was younger. I'd wrap off so many reps, but obviously they're fucking joke compared to these. Okay, get way up there, full dead hang with every rep. Okay, all the way down. Okay, this is a calf raise. Now the main point with these, I actually hit, this is one exercise, one isolated one I'll try to hit every day as well. Sometimes with the biceps, if I'm hitting a narrow grip pull-up on the biceps, I may not hit a bicep lift some days. Sometimes when I'm doing like a little more volume on a bench, I will have a bench press day where I hit like a 6x20 or a 6x10. For touch and goes, no pause, with a lot lighter weight. And on that day, I won't hit triceps because I smoke my triceps pretty hard on a big volume bench press day where the weight's lower, big reps, but that's pretty rare when I'm hitting those. But these calf raises, the stretch is key. Okay, with the stretch on them calf raises, on the bottom, you want that calf to be stretched. There's a leg curl. Okay, now this. Watch that pad. It comes right up against my hamstrings and I hold it there. If that pad, if you can't hold it on your hamstrings for that full 1 count, the weight is too fucking heavy. Okay, when I'm pulling it up against my hamstrings there, I'm actually pulling it even more. Like I'm pulling right there. Okay? And you can light your hamstrings up like crazy with those. Okay, super strict. Here I'm hitting the rear delt machine. These ones I bring it back as much as I can. Now, right here when I'm bringing the bars apart, at the bottom of the lift where I'm bringing the bars apart, I really visualize my rear delt starting that motion. Kind of the same way I retract my scapula on a seated row. I really visualize that rear delt starting the motion because then it sets the rep up to be perfect. And you'll really get them warmed up and roasting doing that. But notice the form's always perfect, okay? I do not train till fucking failure. If I do, it's rare. It's rare. It's mostly for self-development. Maybe every like 3rd week I might do a nasty set of squats. Okay, I'll deadlift never till failure because that's just asking to fuck something up. Okay, squatting I won't squat till failure, but I'll squat till speed failure, I call it, where the reps start to get, if the rep gets slow, like basically to where it's like really fucking hard, but I'll never ever go till form failure. Okay, if you're going to a form failure on a squat and deadlift, you're a fucking idiot, you're gonna get hurt. Okay, your form should be flawless. Especially on the deadlift, the last rep of a set should look identical to the first rep. That's how fast the bar speed should be. That's where you should be training, in those ranges of weights. Here I'm just banging off 1 set of just super controlled sit-ups. This incline was a little steep for me, but I forgot to adjust it. And like I said, like I'm hitting every exercise every fucking day. I do change up the exercises. I might do an overhead shoulder press instead of like a rear delt, like mix the shoulder stuff up. I never hit front delts ever because I'm hitting them so much when I bench press. I'll usually flat bench press at least 5 times a week. If it's 5 times in the week, the other 2 chest exercises will be like an incline dumbbell press with some heavy ones, or an incline barbell press. I won't hit a decline bench much anymore because my arch is so aggressive on the bench when I flat bench that it's almost turning it into a decline. I'll also hit dips. That wasn't on this video, but I'll be making more videos. And here I'm just wrapping up with a quick run. I fucked my knee up about 3 years ago. I did a run like an idiot way too long when I hadn't adapted. So now I'm starting just some slow running. I think I'm running on like 7 miles an hour here. I think it was like maybe a half a mile. And I try to do that every day, just trying to get adapted to some running again. So to wrap this up, this is what a day of my training looks like. Sometimes there might be a couple less exercises. I had time to do a lot of exercises today because I had a camera guy. Perfect fucking form, 7 days a week, moderate to heavy weight, low rep sets, no fucking grinders. Full control of the weight. Do not fucking overtrain, and always remember that you're going to be back the next fucking day to train the lift again. Okay? Leave the fucking ego at the door. Get that fat in ya.